Hey there, you're welcome back to my free real estate investment course, and this is going to be the 6th video in this particular module. In the first module, we considered the basics and the foundations of real estate investment, and in this particular module 2, we are considering the legal aspect of real estate. In this particular video, we shall be considering how to properly transfer property title document to the next owner. I'm sure you don't want to miss this particular video. By the way, this is a full real estate investment course. That is to say that we have previous videos before this particular one, and we're going to be having subsequent videos after this particular one. So I encourage you to go through all the videos for you to be knowledgeable and to have the full understanding of what we are talking about. So if you're considering investing in real estate, especially here in Abuja, then my team and I here at Ideal Homes and Estate Developers Limited are just the best team to work with. So do well to reach out to us right now, and we'll be so glad to guide you through the process. Without further ado, come with me as we look at the proper ways to transfer title document to the next owner. So before we delve into the matter proper, I would like to say that not everybody really knows how to properly transfer title document to the next owner. Not every buyer knows what they need to know, or what they need to do to be sure that they are now the certified owner of such property. But in this video, we're going to make an attempt to look at all of those criteria that qualifies you to be the next owner of that property. Now, just to mention that this is in no way trying to downplay the expertise of your lawyer. You would be needing the expertise of your lawyer to guide you through this process so as not to make any legal mistake. So without further ado, what do you need to do to be sure that you are the next owner of that property? Now, I'd like to continue from the two aspects we've been looking at it from, right? The two angles we've been looking at it from the estate land point of view and from the non-estate land point of view. It is important to know that the way you transfer title document on an estate land is different from the way you transfer title document from a non-estate land. So I'm going to be considering this video from this different point of view. So on an estate land, for the seller to transfer document to you properly, he or she needs to surrender certain documents to you, which includes number 1, the allocation letter. Number 2 is the sales receipt. Number 3 is the working drawing and every other document that he or she got from the real estate company, be it infrastructural fee receipt, excavation receipt, whatever receipt he or she got from the company needs to be surrendered to you. Now, after doing that, he or she needs to write officially to the company to inform the company that such property has been sold to you, the new buyer. So payment has been confirmed, hence the change of ownership should commence. Then he, the seller, would have to write officially to the company to inform them that, look, this property has been sold, I've confirmed payment. Hence, the company should process the change of ownership from his name to your name. So at that point, the company would request for a copy of the deed of assignment and the power of attorney to confirm that yes, a transaction has truly taken place between both parties. When the power of attorney and the deed of assignment is being confirmed by the company, a form would be given to the new owner, which is you in this case. You would fill in your correct details, and then the company would now generate an allocation letter in your own name. So when the company confirms the power of attorney and the deed of assignment, you, the new owner, would be required to fill a form, with your correct details, after which, the change of ownership would be processed into your own name. So you'll be given an allocation letter that comes in your own name. Until all of these processes and all of these things are being done, they've not transferred property to you, they've not transferred title to you, and the previous owner can come back to lay claims on that particular property, and there is a very high tendency that he or she could win you on that case. So I've seen cases where a buyer sends money to the seller, and then all he gets is just the allocation letter, the receipt, the whatever he got from the company, right? And he did not bother to process the change of ownership, right? And that is very risky, because if you're dealing with someone who is very dubious, that person could go back and lay claims on that property, and he would eventually win you on that case. So I advise you to go through the legal process and also work with your lawyer to guide you appropriately. So on the other hand, transferring title documents on a non-estate land the seller has to surrender the C of O or the R of O, as the case may be. He has to surrender the TDP and the survey plan to you, and every other relevant document he got from the government, be it payment receipt, C of O bills, whatever document he got from the government, he needs to surrender them to you. And then when preparing the power of attorney and the deed of assignment, your lawyer needs to highlight the history of the land for reference purposes. Where is this land coming from? Who did this seller buy from that he wants to sell to me? Who was the first allotee, the second allotee, the third allotee, until it gets to me, right? You want to highlight the history of that land. So afterwards, the seller would have to write officially to the land registry. This time around, it is not to a real estate company. This official letter would be informing the land registry that he has sold this property to you. Hence, change of ownership should be processed to your own name. So please, after signing your power of attorney and your deed of assignment, don't forget to register a copy in court and both in the land registry for reference purposes. I'm sure that your lawyer is going to advise you more on this point. So on the other hand, when transferring title documents on a non-estate land, the seller has to surrender first the C of O or the R of O to you. Secondly, the TDP or the survey plan, and then other relevant documents that he or she got from the government, be it the C of O bills, ground rent bills, or whatever bill that he or she got from the government. Then when preparing the power of attorney and the deed of assignment, your lawyer would have to highlight the history of that land for reference purposes. Where is this land coming from? Who is the first allotee until it gets to me? This must be captured in your power of attorney and your deed of assignment. This person sold to this person, that sold to this person, that sold to this person, until the property got to me, the new buyer. So all of this must be highlighted in your power of attorney and deed of assignment. So when your deed of assignment and your power of attorney is being prepared already on ground by your lawyer, right? So after that, the seller himself would need to write to Aegis, would need to write to the land registry to say, hey, I've sold this particular property, and then I am confirming to you that you can go ahead to process the change of ownership to the name of this so and so and so and so person. So on getting that request, Aegis of course would request for the power of attorney and the deed of assignment backing up such transaction. And when Aegis gets the power of attorney and the deed of assignment, you, the new owner, would be given a form to fill in your own details, right? And then the change of ownership would be processed to your name, so that when somebody goes to Aegis to conduct legal search, instead of seeing the previous owner's name, the person would see your own name on the system. Now I've noticed that so many people really don't like going through the process of change of ownership, and it's simply because of the cost implication. Now I can tell you that it is better to pay those bills than to risk losing your property. Until all of these processes are being done and properly executed, they've not properly transferred property title documents to you, and these owners, these sellers, could come back later to lay claims on this property. Now I encourage you to work hand in hand with your lawyer, because his expertise would be highly needed in the process of property transfer. Now I may not be a lawyer by profession, but due to my years of experience and dealings in real estate transaction here in Nigeria, I've been able to give you or to share with you some insightful information. Now if you found this video insightful, I would like you to give it a thumbs up, like the video and share it with your loved ones, and I'm sure that they would also get something out of this video. If they've not properly transferred title document to themselves, then they should begin to do that right now. So in summary, guys, we've been able to establish ways on how to properly transfer property title document to the next owner. So just to let you know, or just to remind you, that this is a full real estate investment course. We have videos before this particular one, and we shall be having subsequent videos after this particular video. So do well to gather all of those information together, and I'm sure that you're going to have a better picture of what we are talking about. Again, my team and I here at Ideal Homes and Estate Developers Limited are just the best team to work with when it comes to real estate transactions here in the beautiful city of Abuja. You want to sell your property, you want to buy your property, we are here available to serve you much more better. Do well to reach out to us today, and we will be so glad to get you started immediately. Up until then, I would like to see you on the next module. Once again, I want to congratulate you for sticking around till the very last video in this module. In our third module, we shall be considering the 3 key players in the real estate sector, talking about the real estate investor, the real estate developer, and the real estate agent, right? We shall be looking at, these 3 key players in details and how you can get started, as any of these major players. So up until then, I would see you on our next module. Catch you later.